Welcome in to the
There it
35th
is.
episode of the Southern Boy Sports Podcast. My name is Drew Hull, alongside my co-host Ben Clay.
What's going on, guys?
We are back March 8th, a little late on the show. A couple things going on. Usually record Monday night, had some things going. Tuesday night had some things going, but we are back here. We got a really fun episode lined up. Some more college football talk coming off a very good college basketball episode with our guy TJ Minsky from College Basketball Content. So again, appreciate TJ coming on that last episode, and then episode 36, little sneak peek. Ben, big guest coming on episode 36. Really excited
For
about it.
sure.
Really excited about it. Big
Mm-hmm.
announcement coming. But Ben, I think it's almost just as important that you tell us how your week's been. So let's hear it from you, Ben. It's been a little over a week since we've recorded, so break it down for us.
It was all right. It's been a tiring week. Just trying to get over to the spring break, but I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing. Selection Sunday is literally this Sunday.
Yep.
Amazing stuff. Baseball starting up. It's getting that good time of year.
Yeah, weather outside has been phenomenal. I will say the power went out
Not today.
the other night. It was wind.
Today was
There
a
was
bit
trees
frigid.
down everywhere. That was pretty unfortunate. Other than that, yeah, it's been good. It has been good. Yeah, like you said, March Madness coming up. Bracket stuff coming up. I'm excited to fill out bracket. It's a year in between every time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so it's always fun to get on Tournament Challenge and just cook up like 9 different brackets. So hopefully
Of
that's
course.
not just me. Ben, before we get into college football talk, big announcement before we kick off the actual episode. But
Of
what's
course.
give me one team that you are gonna pick no matter who they're playing first round as your upset or kind of your Cinderella person. You're in your Cinderella team, I should say.
Golly, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it sure
Oral
is.
Roberts University.
Basic. You basic. Give me
No,
Furman.
I'm being
The
honest.
Paladins and my guy, JP Pegues, former alma mater of our high school, dog. He's great for Furman this year. Starting shooting guard.
They played
They're
Chattanooga,
playing.
right? And it
Yep.
wasn't even close.
Yeah, they beat him. They got revenge from last year when David Jean
Yeah.
Baptiste hit a half-court game winner
What a
on him.
shot. What a
Yeah.
classic.
They are dancing this season. Paladins in the field of 68 automatically auto bid out of the SoCon. So that should be fun. But Ben, are you ready for our big ol' announcement? And then we've got quite the episode lined up. I'm excited.
Dude, let's get to the announcement.
Let's get to the announcement. Let's do it. I'll get to the announcement. I'll break down what the episode's got for us in episode 35, and then we will get ourselves out of here and clear way for our big guests coming in episode 36. But first thing is first, the announcement we promised. Ben, I've been wearing this hat for a while. Okay, I've been wearing
Yes,
the
you
same
have.
hat. You got the sweat lines on it. We'll tell the story about me and Ben hooping today. Just a little bit of small talk, but sweat lines everywhere. It's been serviceable, right? I've had some couple other hats in the past. I had a white Tennessee one. I had a Travis Matthew golf hat that I wore for a long time. Big hat guy, right? So this announcement is coming right up my alley. Okay, no, that's not really how I meant it. It's not coming right up my alley, but it's a
doesn't
great.
really make sense anyway.
Yeah.
It's like it's right up your alley, is what you were supposed to say, but
That's what I meant.
weird.
It just kind of sounded weird, so I just
Yeah.
decided to stop there. But episode 35 and going forward, we have got a promo code with University Traditions. They're sending us a few caps to wear on the podcast. And they're really great to work with. Great guys. So we'll be rocking some University Traditions merch. Mostly, obviously the caps that we'll be wearing going forward. And we're really excited about that. So head over to their website and use code SBS15 to get 15% off your purchase. And I believe that comes out to be $5 or $6. Each hat's around $30. $5 or $6 off your purchase. I know they have some sales in there right now and some hats in there for $15 even. So they're a great company to work with. We thought our brands matched up pretty good. And we're excited to work with them. So you can go to Google, type in University Traditions. It'll be the first thing that popped up, or click the link in their description on Twitter. And that's going to be at UNIV Traditions on Twitter, or search universitytraditions.biz into the search bar. So, Ben, I'm excited. Their Tennessee
Oh
hats
yeah.
are absolutely fire. I'm excited to
Uh-huh.
get that one. Ben, their Oklahoma hats are pretty cool as well. So,
They're
no
so cool.
disrespect to this leather Tennessee hat. I'm going to keep it in the rotation, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be real tough with the hats that are coming in. So we're excited for it. If you're listening, watching, doing whatever, the promo code will be in the description of the video in the episode over on Spotify. But yeah, take this time, pause the episode, go over to University Traditions, buy a hat, type in the
Just
promo
give them a
code.
chance. Look at them. They're amazing.
They're sick. They're really sick. So I'm excited for it. I've been wanting a University Traditions hat for a while, just haven't got around to it, and finally got some work done with them. So we're excited for it. Ben, let's just break it down. Your thoughts on the promo code and all that stuff.
I love it. I love it, dude. They look so cool. I'm not a big hat wearer.
Yeah, I
But
am.
I'm thinking it's something that could change. Maybe a little rep the Oklahoma. I mean, I'd
Yeah.
love to do it. That could definitely change. But they look so cool. I mean, it's legit too. They
Yeah.
got anything you could really want.
If you're a
they
fan
have
of an
every
SEC school plus Oklahoma and Texas, it's they've got the Nashville collection, Baton Rouge collection,
they've got
Starkville,
everything.
all those good things, and all those really cool college towns. They got Knoxville. They got a sweet tea hat. It's just really Southern brand, really Southern cool
I didn't
stuff.
see that.
And their Nashville hat's really cool. It's got a rope, the state of Tennessee with gold and black on it, which is really cool. And that Tennessee or that Knoxville collection is going to be hitting hard. So I'm really excited for it. Again, go over to their website and brand. Use code SBS15. And that'll be in the description of our Twitter if you forget. So make sure to go check that out. Ben, are you ready for the contents of today's episode? It's going to be
we can run through. I know you want to talk a little talk about how I absolutely cooked you up while hooping.
No. Let's talk about the hoop session today. It was fun. And Ben can attest to this.
We will open this up, right? Drew plays high school basketball.
So I play.
I do not.
Right. Ben's not a big basketball guy. We played when we were little.
If you played like you do in rec, you would get PT.
It's tough, man. You're out there playing against D1. And you're not really be able. But no. I mean, the thing is, me and Ben were I don't know about the dynamic duo, but Ben had a career high 14 in the rec league. He was a rebound machine.
Top of the key defensively dynamic duo.
Yeah, the 2-3 zone shut down. And but yeah, we hooped today, and Ben can attest to it. Whether on the same team, different teams, whatever. If I'm just like kind of messing around and kind of just shooting threes, whatever, nobody needs to start getting heated. So the moment somebody starts chatting, it's going to get deeper than it needs to go. So it's just competitive.
You start chatting first, though. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't talk much when y'all were up 9-0.
It was.
And then you and Max start dancing, and it's like, okay, we got to do something.
I'm not going to name drop, but it was one of their best players in the black T-shirt with the white writing on it who continued to chat, and I just wasn't going to take that. So I hit a couple threes. It was me and our guy Max, and then Ben.
That person is never going to listen to this.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's true, but I don't want to put him on blast because I cooked him. So,
wow.
He had a couple buckets, though. He had a couple buckets.
But really, here's the thing, right? There was 3 people trying on the floor, and you were one of them.
It was me. I'm 4.
Max
was trying, and Bowen was trying.
Yeah, that's fair.
And the guy
the nameless.
Yeah. I mean, and the guy you were guarding was trying too, to be honest.
Yeah, but there's a difference.
He was going crazy. I mean, he just wasn't as good, but he
didn't score on me. He didn't score on me. He scored on other people.
Let's be real. Ben airballed a 3. It was
that's
unbelievable.
True. It's not really lockdown either anymore.
Anyway,
but also I'm not gonna try when
Ben
Drew's running around the whole floor.
Ben may be out of his prime. Is what I'm hearing.
What I'm hearing is you can only do good in rec games.
Okay, that's out of pocket. Let's get into episode 35. So, if you clicked on it, whatever, we're going to be reacting to some college football Reddit hot takes about the offseason, about this past season, whatever it may be. I'll give credit to College Football Reddit. Go follow them on Twitter. Go check out all the subreddits over there. Got to give credit where credit's due. So they're doing great things. Glad we were able to use their content and make it, make it work on our show. So appreciate those guys. Go check them out. Go check out that Reddit over there. I'll try and remember to leave the link in the description, but we'll see how that goes. Before we get into the college football Reddit hot takes, Ben, they've released the SEC permanent opponents and what they're going to be looking like.
What's the rumored?
Right, that's what I'm saying. The rumored permanent opponents as of right now. A couple of them are a little bit funky. I saw from Kyle Umling on Twitter, big Texas Longhorns fan. I saw a couple other outlets.
That's so fake.
Kyle
Umling, I do not trust at all ever.
So yeah,
the OU slander from him is
really. I didn't know. I thought he's like
on Instagram at least. He's big Texas fake stuff.
Yeah, he's a big Texas fan. I feel like I don't know. I feel like he was cool. So, let's jump to our favorite teams first, and we can kind of fill in the blanks. Oklahoma, obviously Texas, the Red River rivalry, whatever. Missouri,
of course,
kind of makes sense just because it's kind of that Midwestern.
Former Big 12,
right?
Former Big 12. We used to play them all the time.
And then Florida, which was weird. Do you see that?
I like the Florida, right?
Yeah, it's
because
weird.
Look, 3 years ago, Florida was talking all that smack, they don't know SEC ball, and then we came out there and beat them 59-20.
Okay. To be fair, they weren't playing anyone.
Okay.
I remember that. Was Cotton
3
Bowl,
picks.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
It
actually,
was. They didn't have Pitts. They didn't have Tony. They didn't have any receivers.
They didn't have
but they still had Kyle Trask. They had Kyle Trask.
Yeah, and they had Ricky Pearsall out wide. But
Mr. Heisman.
Yeah.
Heisman
Kyle Trask is going to start for the Buccaneers next year, which is actually unbelievable. So
I would rather play Blaine Gabbert than him.
Really? I don't know. Maybe
he threw 3 picks against OU secondary.
I just really haven't seen Kyle Trask play that much. But yeah. Anyways, that's Oklahoma. Texas will be fun. Missouri will be a pretty competitive game. I mean, you guys should.
Missouri has a good future. I really don't want to play them.
You should win that pretty consistently. Brady Cook's good. Luther Burden's good. They obviously lose Dominic Lovett. A pretty solid
decommitted from OU.
Yeah. So let's go to Tennessee. Alabama. Tough draw, right?
Tough. It is a rivalry, though.
Yeah. It has to be played. Vanderbilt and South Carolina are our other 2 permanent opponents. I'm not going to trash talk South Carolina because they gave us a beatdown at Williams-Brice, so they can take this one. But Vanderbilt and South Carolina, Vanderbilt, I understand, it's our rivalry week game. It's maybe Vanderbilt comes out with A.J. Swan and a couple other pieces, becomes good, and I'm rooting for them. South Carolina is weird. I would have liked to see Florida in there.
What is that like?
Continue to play Florida. It was a really good rivalry game, but I don't know. I think Florida is definitely the team to keep in that slot. Again, all rumors and stuff like that. But yeah, the permanent opponents for Tennessee would be Alabama, Vanderbilt, and South Carolina. Ben?
You got to kind of even things out. And I think playing Alabama and Florida, who's good. I mean, really, Florida and South Carolina at this point are basically pretty similar, I would say.
Yeah.
In terms of the future, I guess.
Yeah.
But really, I think they're trying to even it out to where teams play the same level. Each team, 3 opponents will be similar.
Yeah, and I don't know how it's going to be about because used to you would play 2 opponents from
Alabama
division.
Alabama gets Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU. So that's 3 difficult teams.
All those SEC teams. He got what he wanted. Tennessee, LSU, and Auburn are pretty much all big rivalry games and must-stays. I would have not liked to see them move to anyone else. I like the 3 that they got, honestly. Although it's tough for Alabama fans because Auburn, Tennessee, LSU, all consistently pretty good teams. Obviously, Auburn didn't have as good of a year as the other 2 teams this year, but they're always quality. We'll see what Hugh Freeze can do there. Auburn has Georgia, Alabama, and Vanderbilt. Weird that they play Vanderbilt permanently. I don't really understand that. I guess to balance Georgia and Alabama, that's rough pull. But it's the Iron Bowl. Georgia's a big rivalry. You had the prayer at Jordan Hare, or sorry, as Beatty Noon would like me to say, the prayer at Jordan Hare. And so yeah, Georgia, Alabama, Vanderbilt, tough pull for Auburn. Arkansas's got Missouri, Texas, and Ole Miss. Arkansas had a really, really interesting pull. Arkansas plays Missouri obviously during rivalry week. I really like their game against Texas. Arkansas, Texas used to get chippy, and I'd love to see it again. Honestly, an Arkansas-Texas game this last year would have been phenomenal.
Yeah, of course. I mean, those are two exciting teams to watch, and I would have really liked that.
Yeah.
A healthy KJ Jefferson is always fun to watch,
Yep.
and things like that. And Texas right now is an exciting team.
Yep.
Bijan's gone, but like still. So that would have been a good game.
Yeah. 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 Florida's got Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Georgia. Pretty content with all those. Again, Oklahoma is kind of weird, but we'll ride. Georgia keeps Florida on the schedule. They play Kentucky and Auburn every year.
Why do I feel like Georgia's always having it easy.
I feel like they kind of got the better end of the stick on that one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to agree with you. It feels like Kentucky. Then again, I mean, Kentucky could become good. All they need is a quarterback, a couple receivers. I mean, they've got a young core. Barryon Brown, obviously from Pearl Cone here in Nashville, has got a bright future. So, also they bring in Ray Davis. We'll see what Devin Leary does this year. He's going to be. We'll see how he does against SEC competition. See if he can stay healthy. Obviously, coming off that injury at NC State last season. So, we'll see how it goes for them. But yeah, Georgia, I agree with what you said on that one. LSU, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Alabama, 3 West opponents that they kind of play year in and year out. Cool with that. A little bit tough, but I'm sure they can get through it. Ole Miss has got Miss State, obviously the Egg Bowl, LSU, and Arkansas. I would have liked to see them keep the Alabama game on the schedule. Who they substitute them for, I'm not sure. Right, maybe Arkansas and move some stuff around there. But I would like to see that game. I don't know about you, but any takeaways from this?
That's fair. Yeah, I mean, they play 3 competent teams that you could definitely lose to every year.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's all right. The Bama game's always an exciting game, especially last year's. It was a good one. But I think in terms of like if you're trying to keep it even, that's a good though. 3 teams.
Yeah. Ole Miss just won the play-in game of the SEC tournament. They take on Tennessee on either tomorrow or the next day, I believe.
I know. OU plays tonight.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State.
Oh, man.
7 minutes.
Bedlam. Yeah.
And then if we win, we play Texas.
Yeah, the play-in game just happened in the SEC tournament. I was listening to it on the radio. Shout out to Bob Kessling. Come on the podcast, please. But no, Ole Miss won the play-in game. They knock out Gigi Jackson in South Carolina. Back to the football talk. Missouri, Vanderbilt, Arkansas, Oklahoma. Content with that. Not really much to talk about. Mississippi State's got Ole Miss, A&M, and Kentucky. Ole Miss and A&M were must-stays. The game against Kentucky this past year were really good. They played them really tight in football. It was a good game at Kroger Field, so I'm really cool with that one staying on the schedule. Oklahoma.
Yeah, I agree.
Talked about them. South Carolina has got Kentucky, Florida, and Tennessee. Okay, so let's think about Kentucky outside of this season. Okay, so this isn't going to be this season. Obviously, it'll be next.
Yeah.
So you're losing Devin Leary. You're losing Raymond Davis. You're losing a couple defensive pieces. Obviously, you're expected to keep Mark Stoops at coach. But, I mean, Kentucky is going to be on the trend down until they can catch themselves and work back up. This year is definitely a holdout year. Progress some talent, play some veterans, try and win 9-10 games. With some solid Power 5 transfers and see where you're at. I don't think that's an unfair assessment of what Kentucky football is going to be looking like this season.
No, I think that's fair.
But where did I just see Kentucky?
The future is a weird one.
I think I left Kentucky off the list on here. Did I not?
Oh, you definitely did.
I did. Whoopsie daisies.
Hold on.
I can find
South Carolina, Miss State, and Georgia.
Okay, South Carolina, Miss State, and Georgia. Good data collection right there, Ben. Appreciate that. That's my mistake. But yeah,
that's a good 3 games.
Yeah, South Carolina, Mississippi State will be winnable. Obviously, Kirby Smart and Georgia are going to be good consistently for the years to come. But hey, this year could be an upset year for Kentucky. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, of course.
Tennessee, we touched on. Texas, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M. Something that everyone's been waiting on.
That'll be a good one.
Yep, everyone wants to see it. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
Mm-hmm.
A&M, Texas. I think right now Texas has the upper hand. See what Connor Wigman can do. But if they played this year, I would have to give that game to Texas, unfortunately.
Yeah. I would agree.
Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Auburn, and Missouri. Doors. Hey, 5-7 this past season. I want to talk some Doors football this offseason. Love to have Billy back on the show. I'll reach out to him as the season grows near. He was one of our first guests on the show. So like to have him on. Pretty good pull of permanent opponents there for Vanderbilt. So, Ben, any last takes before we get to these Reddit takes? We're going to explain kind of what we're doing, the activity we're diving into. Permanent SEC opponents, definitely something we wanted to touch on here in episode 35. Ben, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
Nothing. Let's get into these college football hot takes. We've got a scale, Ben. We've done this before.
Yes,
we haven't had the scale, but we do this time, and I'm going to break it down. If you're watching on YouTube, I will flash a little logo or emoji or clip art, whatever you want to call it, in the top right, I believe, of your screen, and that will kind of explain it more. But if you just got to listen closely if you're listening on Spotify or Anchor. Scale for the rating takes. We have got cold, which means not really a hot take, right? Could happen. Here's our little clip
of it happening is more than anything else.
Here's our little clip art if you're watching. It's just it's chilly, right? It's not a great take. Probably
chilly.
Really could happen. Next is honey barbecue, okay? Honey barbecue wings, they're not spicy. They're a little sweet, but, they go with a wing theme. That's the next step up from cold. So that maybe could happen, but definitely not great. Next scale rating is hot, okay? Hot is, wow, that's a hot take. It's not stupid, and it's not really crazy bad, but it's definitely a hot take. Pretty solid, but hot. All right, there's a little clip art if you're watching. Next is Buffalo, okay? Buffalo is going to be the scale where it's getting up there. It's getting hot,
it's after Buffalo.
Yeah. There are bits and pieces that could be seen as like, okay, maybe, right? You could see it going that way. Next is Ghost Pepper, which is pretty bad take. Maybe not bad, but really, really, really hot. Probably not going to happen. And whatever we rate it, don't see it happening. Last is just numbskull. Okay, we just got a skull emoticon there in the top right. Just really dumb. Don't really agree with it. Couldn't see it happening whatsoever.
It's just not happening. Yeah.
That's our scale. We broke it down pretty well, and we're ready to hop in. Let's get to take number 1. Florida State football depth could help carry them to high expectations placed on them. Florida State football depth could help lead them to the expectations placed on them. Ben, I will give you take number 1.
I'm going to give this one honey barbecue.
Honey barbecue. Okay.
I think that this take is quite realistic. Man, they were so set last year running the ball. They had Trey Benson, a bunch of great backs. They're still young, kind of. I mean, you still got Johnny Wilson, Jared Verse is coming back, who's amazing. And there's a good team, and the expectations, I think, they're still fine. They're a great team, and I'm 100% looking forward to seeing what they do this year.
Yeah, I like what they've got. They got Jared Verse over there at defensive end. The Albany transfer obviously is quite the player. And obviously Jordan Travis and all that. I know a couple Florida State fans, and, I'd like to see it happen. So, Ben, any last takes? I'm going to try and get this to flash up on the screen for viewers.
What are you giving it, Drew?
I would agree. I think it's honey barbecue. I don't think it's a cold take because there are definitely some holes in it. I would agree. The receiving core could be a problem. Offensive line needs to be proven. But look, they've got a good team. And, I like what they're doing. So, Ben, let's see if this works. I'm not really savvy when it comes to tech, but we're going to try it out. There we go. Hey, baby.
Yep. It's there.
Hey, baby. How about it? Florida State football depth could help carry the team to high expectations in 2023. Like I said, honey barbecue for me. I think a competent quarterback can make a really good team. I think Jordan Travis could lead them to at least 8-9 wins with the schedule they play in the ACC this season. And Jared Verse, they've got a couple guys out in the secondary, and they always have got a great secondary. But I like what Mike Norvell is doing. And, yeah. Next take. Virginia football goes 0-12 in the 2023 season.
That is quite ghost pepper, I would say.
Ghost pepper. Okay.
0-12 is yes, but no. They're William and Mary Come on, Drew. William and Mary.
Yeah.
They're gonna lose to William and Mary.
This was from u/Fimgus on the college football Reddit opinion subreddit. Last one was u/Missouri Tigers. So shout out to those guys, whatever. But yeah, Virginia going 0-12. I'd have to give it hot. I don't think William and Mary. Yeah, I mean, you're probably going to beat them. You're probably going to beat William and Mary.
Hot?
That being said, Tennessee is a loss. James Madison is a loss. Maryland is a loss. NC State is a loss.
Be confident.
Boston College, without Phil Jerkovic, without Zay Flowers.
Exactly.
Could be a victory. But Virginia's also not a good team. So they lost Brennan Armstrong. They don't really have a lot of playmakers outside of them. I don't love what they're doing right now anyways. As we continue down the schedule, William and Mary, like you said, that should be a win in FCS program. You should win that game. That being said,
do not beat them.
That being said, it's not like any game you're like, yes, they're going to win that game. 100% they're winning that game. I don't think
100% beating William and Mary.
Maybe they do. And maybe they go out there and they beat them 55-0. But I don't have enough confidence in Virginia to say this guy is gonna lead them and they're gonna beat William and Mary. Like,
I have enough confidence to say they're winning one of these games.
I don't know. I feel like Owen. I agree. I think they should win one of these games. But I think it's hot. I don't think it's.
What was a team that went 0-12 last year?
I don't know if a team went 0-12 last year.
Okay, so there's my point.
Virginia is not a good team.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. Even if Colorado was a good team last year, they still won a game.
I think they're worse than Colorado.
Was last year?
Yes.
Okay, because obviously they're worse than Colorado this year, but like.
Well, yeah. I'm saying like worse than they were with JT Shrout last year without Deion Sanders.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, yes, maybe, but still, I think they're winning a game.
I don't know. They could sneak past William and Mary. Maybe you're right. Sneak past is a little crazy. They
could pass this.
they could beat Boston College and they could beat William and Mary. Georgia Tech, maybe. Jeff Sims transferring out. Maybe that's a win. And Virginia Tech is in a tough spot as well. So maybe you end up 3-9, 2-10, but definitely a hot seat over there at Virginia. Boston College basketball just got bounced by North Carolina, or is just about to in the ACC play-in game. So
yeah, it was bad.
They beat Tennessee in baseball though, so you can't hate too much. I'm repping the Tennessee.
AJ Russell.
Yeah, AJ Russell got taken yard. So
quite unfortunate. First high school hit ever was off of him.
Yeah, it was like 94 right down the gut. I think I hit a change up, but we won't talk about that.
And it was either way.
He was throwing hard. He was throwing hard. And he got one took deep off of him against Boston College last night. So
yeah.
Anyways, that is take number 2. Virginia goes 0-12. A little bit of a disagreement, but I don't think I don't think they have we just haven't seen it. Like, they're not good. Like,
we haven't seen an 0-12 team in a minute.
I wonder when the last 0-12 team was. Look it up for me. I don't know. I mean, it was probably a while. I mean, just there's no game on here that I have confidence that Virginia wins. William and Mary, like, probably. But, I mean, like, you don't know. Like, they're an FCS school. Maybe they get I just don't know much about William and Mary. Like, I'm not going to lie. I know they're in the Colonial Athletic. I know they're the Tribe. And I know that their basketball team got shattered by Hofstra in the CAA basketball tournament. Football-wise, I don't keep up with William and Mary. This is the FBS show. So, we're not talking FCS here on the show. But regardless, you got that, or are you ready to move on to take 3?
There hasn't been one since 2020 when there was a shortened season.
Hey, 2023.
Where it was like 0-4, 0-5, 0-6.
Yeah. I don't think
Andy and Kansas both went 0-9. And UL Monroe went 0-10. It was Akron. Akron went 0-12.
What year?
2019.
Okay, so Akron is astronomically worse than Virginia that year. I think Akron's improved. Akron's improved. Joe Moorhead, former Ohio State, Mississippi State football coach, now at Akron. But yeah, that's take number 2. It came from a Virginia fan, so he's really not feeling the Cavs this season. But like I said, it's hot. Do I see it happening? No. Do I think it's more possible than just ghost pepper hot? Absolutely. I like the hot rating on that one. But I mean, I guess we'll see. We'll see. We got to keep up with this one though. We got to remember this. And if they get a win, if they beat Tennessee week 1, you will have ultimate bragging rights for a long time to come. So hopefully we sneak by them. We beat the Cavaliers. And man, I'm trying to think because they weren't even bad. Not too long ago. They played
2 years.
yeah.
Like Brennan Armstrong's like first year, everyone was like they could be good next year.
They had Bryce Perkins, who plays practice squad for the Rams.
He played last year.
Yeah, he played
before
under
Baker.
Bronco Mendenhall, and they were good. I mean, they went to the Orange Bowl, I think, against Florida not too long ago, and they were pretty consistently good in the ACC, kind of giving Clemson a run for it every year, but that's kind of moved on to be like Wake Forest or Pitt or something like that. But 0-12 might be a little crazy, but not totally out of the realm of possibility in my mind. Let's move on. This one is interesting. This was said by Urban Meyer, originally reposted by U/Missouri Tigers. This is a crazy take. Honestly, I don't hate it, though. Stetson Bennett was the most underrated player in college football this past season.
You hate it, but
I don't think it's a terrible take, but Ben, I want to hear your opinion on this one. So go ahead.
I would say this is hot.
Well, let's keep the clip on.
I know Stetson Bennett is good, and I know that he led a basketball or a football team that went 15-0, which I mean honestly deserves something in the rights. But I think there were other players that, in terms of underrated, he was not that underrated.
Yeah.
If there was a top 5 list of players that ESPN posted about, he's up there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess what I'd say is like, you're not like, I think underrated would be, you don't really get talked about a lot. You don't really get mentioned a lot. You kind of go under the radar and lead a team to be a pretty consistently good team. Max Duggan is tinkering on the line of underrated. He got a Heisman invite, so he's kind of recognized from college football landscape, but also a lot of people didn't recognize what he did at TCU this past season, which was really special, really important, all of that.
Right.
Underrated is not Stetson Bennett, okay? Stetson Bennett got all the recognition. No. People recognized. Look, sorry, I'm going to put this one under Buffalo. People recognize, look, he played junior college. He tried to walk on. He worked his butt off to get up. And I got
great career. Great career. Good for him.
Yeah,
but
really, really good career. Great. As much as I hated on him, obviously, probably going to go play at the next level, whether it's USFL, XFL, Canadian, Arena, NFL, whatever. He's going on to make a lot of money. So no hate to him. I think he had a solid college career. I think he got talked about appropriately. He didn't make the Heisman invite list, but I mean, honestly, like, should he have? Probably not. Like, was he? He was there, wasn't he?
Hendon Hooker got robbed.
Yeah, it was Stetson Bennett was there. That I was thinking because I was gonna say Hendon Hooker's another one of those guys. Could be underrated, but honestly, got a good amount of recognition. Could be seen as underrated by some people, but honestly, I wouldn't call him underrated. Stetson Bennett.
Oh, okay. Finish your thing, and then I'm just going to say something.
Okay.
No. You got to finish. Mine's so off topic.
Stetson Bennett was one of those guys who, yeah, he had a really good season. A lot of people hated on him, but he was not underrated. What he did was recognized by a lot of people. He was a walk-on who led his team to 2 back-to-back national championships. Definitely got recognized a solid amount, and I would not call him underrated, although – yeah, I think a lot of people hated on him and he proved them wrong, but that's not underrated. So, but go ahead with your off-topic spinoff, Ben.
You know what something I saw about the USFL? So I think when teams took those quarterbacks, they were just hoping that the quarterbacks wouldn't get drafted.
Okay, that's what
Malik Cunningham was at the combine.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So there's no way he wasn't at the combine and not trying to go to the draft.
Yeah, because no. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can draft. Everyone has to enter their name in the USFL draft. So for a guy like Malik Cunningham, who's probably 6th, 7th round undrafted free agent type player at this particular point, put your name in the USFL draft. If you don't get drafted by the NFL, just play over there or whatever. But I
take a starting job. Yeah.
I'd love to see Malik Cunningham succeed. So
anywhere,
yeah. I still want to go back to the bright, like, remember when we had the episode talking about like the bright spots or whatever?
Yeah.
like
of
the
like
bright.
of the conferences. Yeah.
Yeah, and we did, but then we did like looking forward to the 2023 season with like Tennessee and Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, hold on, Ben. I'm gonna try and get this because we've got a take coming up. That was
Louisville,
a Louisville take. Yeah, and I'm excited.
which is right.
It could be out of hand. Like you know.
I'm just gonna wait.
All right, we got it up. Okay. Now let's hide this Stetson Bennett. Flash on screen. Cool. Louisville shocks the world and takes a huge leap to 11-12 wins. This one was posted by U/Missouri Tigers. Excuse me, no, it wasn't. It was posted by Stay in the Flight 2019, and the original article was posted by TransferPortalCollegeFootball.com. A lot of great articles over there. It was posted back in February, so go check the original article out. They laid it out really good, but this was pulled from there. Checked out the article and saw some pretty good, interesting takes as well. So put this in here. Thought it'd be a really, really good discussion point. I'll try and link the article if I remember. Huge credit to them and all that stuff. So, Ben, we were high on Louisville coming into this season. We like Malik Cunningham.
We were.
My guy Tyon Evans is over there. The Tennessee transfer. Pretty good defense. They got some defensive linemen at the combine who are doing really well. We had a Louisville guest, Miss Alexis Cubitt, joined us in episode 20, I believe. So high on Louisville coming into this season. Scott Satterfield comes in. And Brock Doman will take over. They've got a couple returning pieces. Their defensive line's going to take a hit. But the Cardinals take a huge jump to 11-12 wins. University of Washington, Tennessee, teams like that who 6-6, 7-5 season kind of fly under the radar and take a huge leap. Ben, I'll give you the floor on this one.
Well, we can put up either. I'm going Ghost Pepper for this one.
Ghost Pepper, let's do it.
This one's just not happening.
Okay.
Louisville, they're a good team. We were so high on them, and they still only won 8 games.
But we did say this year, coming into the season, we did say if they only
terms of schedule, like their schedule is not good.
Yeah, it was bad.
But
it was weak.
Their schedule this year.
Yeah, but coming into the season, it looked like it was going to be a really tough schedule. But then all the teams ended up just kind of not be that good in the ACC. Because who do they have?
I'm talking about next year. The year, this 2023 year.
Oh, I was talking about 2022.
2023, 2024.
Okay, I was talking about 2022.
They play Notre Dame.
Okay. That's going to be a good
they're
game.
Not winning. No.
It'll be a good game. Maybe. They're not winning, but it should be a good game.
NC State, who, I mean.
We'll see. MJ Morris probably takes the reins over there. So it goes on.
It'll be a good game. You get Pitt.
They got Phil Jerkovic. Oh, no. Yeah. Phil Jerkovic goes over there from Boston College, so they could be quality, I guess.
Virginia, automatic loss. Miami could lose.
We need to talk about Miami. Miami's a really
at the end of the year.
Kentucky,
I don't think they're winning 11, 12 games. I think that's just highly unrealistic for a team that's kind of gotten worse. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep it. What do I want to do with this one, Ben?
Do you think this is like?
I don't think it's realistic at all. I'm going to keep it a Ghost Pepper.
It's not.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it where you have it, because
they're not.
The thing is, like
12 games.
They really, I just will they be an all right team?
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah.
I think they'll be a bowl team. I won't lie. Like I think they could be a team who Brock Doman. We saw a little bit of shine out of him. I mean, honestly, he wasn't terrible.
Malik Cunningham got hurt quite a bit. So I mean, he got playing time.
Yeah. So I mean, he's an older guy. Brock Doman and Jack Plummer are going to be kind of the quarterback competition over there. Jack Plummer, the transfer from Cal, he ended up throwing for 3,500 plus yards. That's what the Louisville fans are saying. That's what I've seen from a couple Louisville sites and fan boards and all that good stuff. But they want Jack Plummer. He played all right in the Pac-12 for a Cal team. So maybe he comes in and takes this Louisville spot. Him and Brock Doman will be battling it out. But
Brock Doman was not that good.
Yeah. I mean, they lose Tyler
4
Hudson.
touchdowns to 6 picks.
Yeah. So probably going to be Jack Plummer, probably going to be Jack Plummer. Yeah, man, it's gonna be a grind to get back to where they were. Yaya D in the combine he was killing it the last I saw. So shout out to him. They lose Yaya Diaby up front. They lose a couple wide receivers like Jordan Hudson and guys like that. So could be a bounce back year for them, or I guess I should say rebuilding year, maybe a 6-6, 7-5 year. 11-12 wins is a little bit nuts, in my opinion. So I agree with you, Ben. I'm going to keep it at Ghost Pepper. Any other takes on Louisville or their schedule or anything like that?
They're not winning 11 games. That's my take.
11 games.
There's a few things where I'd be like, this is not happening. This is one of them. This is not happening.
Yeah. We got one last take. We're going to the Big Ten, Ben. We're really killing it in the shorter episode.
This take is quite interesting.
It is. Oh, sorry about that. Iowa will be a 9-3 to 11-1 football program. Cade McNamara, the Michigan transfer, will be the best quarterback they've stuck with, I should say. Since Drew Tate was in the Iowa system, this is lost in the sauce 200 on Reddit. So shout out to him for this take. Ben, I'll give you the floor. What are we thinking?
I think that this is not, in terms of McNamara being the best QB, could happen. Going 9-3 or going 11-1, I don't think could happen. They're not. Their offense was so bad last year. It's crazy. Defense lost a lot of key pieces. They're still a good Iowa defense, but they did lose a lot of key pieces. Yep. Lucas Van Ness was amazing. He's gone. Potential top round pick.
Jack Campbell,
amazing. Yeah. Great linebacker. He's actually a really good linebacker.
Yep.
So there's just a lot of key pieces.
Spencer Petras leads the program. Kidding.
You lose those leaders that you had.
Yeah.
I think they're just not set up to go 9-3 to 11-1.
I don't think Kirk Ferentz sets them up to go 9-3 to 11-1. I don't think what he's got. What did you rate that one, by the way?
I'll give this one. I don't want to do the same thing, but I think it's definitely Ghost Pepper. Or I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Okay, send it over to Buffalo.
They could sneak 9 games in. I'm not gonna say they're like a terrible team.
Yeah,
9 games is okay, maybe, but 11-1's not happening.
I would have to agree. I just
they played Penn State.
They've got Utah
really?
State.
I mean, their schedule's
Utah State,
Wisconsin,
Michigan State, Purdue, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Northwestern,
Iowa
Rutgers,
State,
Nebraska, and Illinois.
Really, there's no easy games on that schedule other than Western Michigan.
But there's not really a tough game like Utah State.
I would say Penn State's a tough game.
Iowa State should be a win. Western Michigan should be a win.
Maybe Iowa State beat them last year.
At Penn State is a loss. Michigan State,
of course.
Michigan State will play them close. I don't know
bad
on that.
Michigan State's bad.
Purdue and Wisconsin.
Purdue, you should win.
Hudson Card.
Wait, who did Purdue get? Hudson Card. That's who it is. Yeah.
Minnesota, Northwestern, Rutgers, Nebraska, all should be wins. 9-3
at Wisconsin. At Wisconsin, I don't think you're winning.
Camp Randall, it's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough.
Minnesota, I think, could take one.
I think 9-3. I'm gonna give it a hot. 11-1's not happening. So 11-1.
9-3 is okay, maybe.
Yeah, 11-1 is numbskull. Okay, I'll just go ahead and give that disclaimer.
Yeah.
9-3 is honestly possible. I'd like to see what Cade McNamara looks like in Kirk Ferentz's system, and obviously Brian Ferentz, and all that good stuff. He doesn't really have weapons. Like, he's gonna kind of have to just make makeshift with what he's got. Obviously, always have a good defense, so you can probably rely on that. As far as the Drew Tate thing goes, Cade McNamara, maybe it's just the quarterback is just so not friendly, or excuse me, the system is just so not quarterback friendly. that it's hard to
Yeah.
see a quarterback go in and really
It's just
knock
not
you out.
offensive friendly.
Right. I mean, look, Drew Tate won Big Ten Player of the Year in 2004. Do I see Cade McNamara winning Big Ten Player of the Year? No. Like, I just don't.
Never.
He went undrafted, but, I mean, he had a really, really, really good college career early in the 2000s. Great player at Iowa. Probably the best quarterback they've had in a while. Like Lost in the Sauce 200 had to say. But McNamara is probably not him. Not going to be that guy. Do I think he's a serviceable Big Ten quarterback? For sure. We saw him lead Michigan to a Big Ten championship. I think people forget that. Did he have Roman Wilson, Blake Corum, all that? Yes, 100%. He ran a pretty good offense with Jim Harbaugh and a more offensive-friendly offense for sure. But he's within the Big Ten. He's seen this level of defense. It's not like he's transferring up from the group of 5. He's seen this level of defense. He's competed at this level of defense. I don't see problems with McNamara. I see problems with what he's got around him because he doesn't have Roman Wilson and Luke Schoonmaker and Blake Corum to hand the ball off, Donovan Edwards and guys like that. Like he just doesn't have that. You're coming into Iowa. Kirk Ferentz is not a quarterback-friendly head coach. We've seen it over the past couple of years. Spencer Petras, maybe if he gets a better quarterback, he could be more quarterback-friendly. But we'll see. Iowa fans, don't get your hopes down. Like, honestly, it's not really too far out of the picture to go in and play in the to play in the Big Ten championship game next year. Okay, Purdue, Illinois, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Northwestern is the Big Ten West. You can compete in that, right? Maybe you don't win it, but you can certainly compete. Purdue made it last year.
Big Ten West is always competible.
Yeah, you really, if you're related or close enough to a solid 9-3 football team, 10-2 football team, you should be in that game. The only team I'd look out for is Wisconsin. They could be dangerous. Okay, Luke Fickell coming in, Braylon Allen out of the is a beast. We'll see.
Mertz?
No, Mertz is at Florida, and I wanted to talk about that.
Oh, I keep on forgetting.
Because I think Graham Mertz could be really good at Florida. This was not a take.
He needed a change of scenery.
Yeah, this is not a take. So I'll take this off in case people are skimming through the episode or whatever. But man, oh man, would I like to see him be good? Like I wouldn't love him to torch Tennessee. I wouldn't like to see it, but I would like to see Graham Mertz succeed. He's kind of bounced around here and there, being slept on coming into this season. I mean, they don't have anyone else. He's the guy. AR's gone. Jalen Kitten is in the clink. They don't really have anyone, right? So for a guy to come in, he's the guy. So I think that already instills confidence in you if you know that you're the guy. That you know that you're the guy. I don't know how I'm going to take the logo off, but it's really making me angry.
It's fine. Just leave it. Okay, there you go.
There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. But yeah, I did want to talk about that. Graham Mertz, I just wanted to get some Florida talk in. He could be dangerous. I like him.
He could be.
The receiving core is not good. Ricky Purcell, that's about it. Trevor Etienne comes back though. Solid enough defense to get you to 7 or 8 wins this season. Maybe get Graham Mertz in the middle round of the draft, but there is a loaded draft class, so we will see. Iowa, last take on Cade McNamara in Iowa. Only thing they've got going really for him to be a Big Ten championship team
is the
and
Big Ten
a
West.
9-3, 10-2 team. Yeah, the Big Ten West for sure. And their defense, right? Second in the nation in points against per game, only giving up 13 points per game last season. So they've got that going for them. They could be absolutely nasty on the defensive side of the ball, but like me and Ben agreed on, they're losing a bunch. So it could be up in the air.
McNamara can get them to score 14 points a game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe, but I don't think the defense will be as good as it was.
Yeah, I think the defense takes a step back. You're going to need a good enough offense to get you through all that stuff. So we'll see. On the ground, they bring back Caleb Johnson. That's another plus. The true freshman ran for 700 plus yards. To teaming him up with Cade McNamara, another year of development for Johnson in the backfield. Something to look out for sure. Receiving, you just didn't really have a guy. Like your leading receiver was a tight end, and he's retiring. He's graduating. So you're going to have to find someone there. McNamara's going to have to get settled in spring camp, spring game, find who his leading receiver is going to be, and all that stuff. But been a 50-minute episode. Some great college football talk in this episode.
Yes, sir.
Always college football Reddit's always good for some hot takes.
It is. I'm always ready to talk about someone's terrible decisions.
Yeah. But shout out to all those guys over at College Football Reddit once again, and transfer portal collegefootball.com. So yeah.
You got any hot takes, Drew?
Let's toss one in. I honestly, this one could come back to bite me. Graham Mertz has a Hendon Hooker-esque year. A guy comes in, saves the team.
I like that.
But I don't think
think
it's a 10-2 season. Hendon Hooker's first year, they weren't 10-2, right? They were 8-4, and somebody said, "Man, this guy's going to be really good." Now, do I think he has a Heisman year? No, I think he's right in between those Hendon Hooker years. They win 8-9 games, and they say, "Man, wish we could have had him for longer because Anthony Richardson was not throwing the ball around the yard like this. He wasn't involving these other receivers because he was hitting Ricky Purcell consistently."
Can we talk about the combine real quick?
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson.
Okay. Other than that, he had a horrific combine.
Here's the thing. He could either be amazing or like the next John Ross, where it's like, this guy's crazy athletic, draft him, and then he's just not good.
Yeah. And I mean, we have actually been waiting to talk about Anthony Richardson on the podcast. So we do need to get this conversation in. Ben thinks that he has the potential. Don't get this mixed up.
Potential, sure.
If you're listening, don't get this mixed up. Listen closely. The potential and the makeup to be a guy like Patrick Mahomes. He's not saying he's the next Patrick Mahomes. So don't clip this. And if he's a bust, don't come back at us. He has the potential and the makeup. The body type and the speed, sure. The football IQ, the decision making, no. The accuracy, no. The arm strength,
no. Don't say football IQ, because Mahomes was bashed for his football IQ out of the combine. Going into the draft, Mahomes was bashed for his decision making.
Right. And he got teamed up with Andy Reid, who's the best offensive coach in the league. Anthony Richardson is going to be teamed up. So what do you think
is Anthony Richardson's best spot he could land?
Probably the Falcons. I mean, I'd like to see him with Arthur Smith if he could.
Smith is a great head coach.
He was a great offensive coach in Tennessee with the Titans.
Made Ryan Tannehill relevant.
Yeah. I mean, he made that team work, sent him deep into the playoffs. Obviously couldn't get it done, but got himself a head coaching job. So I'd like to see him with the Falcons. I would hate to see him with the Colts or the Texans. I think if you throw him,
go ahead, take him. Go ahead, take him.
Yeah. If you throw him in with the Texans, I just think it's the end of his career. Not to say
Texans at 2. The Texans are. I think the Texans are set on younger Stroud.
I would take younger Stroud. I think it goes Young, Stroud.
I don't know. I think it goes Stroud, Young. I think Young.
Either okay. Regardless, yeah. Those two guys up top. Those are really interchangeable at this particular point.
Yeah.
If
Levis and Richardson are just
Levis, Richardson, and McKee. I'm throwing McKee.
I wouldn't put McKee with them. I would not.
I'm throwing McKee up there. I don't think McKee has the just athleticism and stat, like the athleticism and just kind of like the NFL quarterback.
That's the only reason AR is a top 10
right
pick.
And he runs a 4.4 at 6'4", and he's a quarterback. So I mean, there is something to be said about that for sure.
Largest vertical leap of any quarterback ever.
Yeah. Like the numbers that we saw at Florida are not eye-popping. We've seen it before from quarterbacks, but it's very low percentage that those guys really, really succeed. I don't know. Like I think Will Levis is up there. I mean, like I don't know. I mean, what do you think? Are you taking Levis or Richardson if you had the chance? If the Titans are up, you're the GM of the Titans.
Taking a tackle.
You have
That's what
to
I'm
take
doing. I don't care.
you have to take a quarterback. Stroud and Young are off the board. You have to take Levis or Richardson. Who are you taking?
That's a good question. In terms of, I think I take Levis.
Okay.
I've been bashing Levis, but
I think Levis is the better system fit for the Titans for sure. I think if you're the Titans GM thinking logistically, and Rand Carthon, who's already said the type of traits he wants out of a quarterback, Levis is the guy. I don't want to let go of Richardson completely just because he ran a 4.4, has a huge vertical jump. He's an athletic freak, but he has all the makings just to be a total bust. But
it's the being a quarterback is the problem.
Yeah, I don't want to
throwing
go
the football.
He could be a next Taysom Hill, Anthony Richardson.
That's
flex
not happening.
Flex out to some flex back tight end sets and stuff like that. But no, I mean, look, I don't want to give up on him completely because I think he does have a sliver of potential to be a pretty good NFL quarterback. Then again, 99% of me is saying let go of him. He's really athletic. He's not an NFL quarterback. So we'll see. The draft will come. Those 2 or 3 years where he has to prove himself will come, and we'll go from there. But Ben, episode 35 was a really, really good one. Episode 36, big guest on. We're talking hoops again. And then after that, we may do a bracket special, fill out brackets, whatever. And then after that, probably talk March Madness a little bit, but it'll mostly be college football from here on out until we get back into the season. Episode 35, Ben, any objections before we end this one off?
No, I'm all right.
This has been episode 35 of the Southern Boy Sports Podcast. Make sure to go to University Traditions. What?
Nothing. Sorry. OU hadn't scored in 8 minutes, and then we just hit a 3.
Oh, wow. Make sure to go use code SBS15 for 15% off of your purchase at University Traditions, universitytraditions.biz, and follow them on Twitter at UNIV, UNIV Traditions. Make sure to follow our socials at @so_boy_sports on Twitter, at Southern_boy_sports pod on Instagram. 215 followers over on Twitter. Thank you for 200 over there. If you're listening, you're following on Twitter, watching, you've left a 5-star review. We appreciate you. Go follow our Instagram. Get us up to 100 followers over there. We're on the grind to get there, so go check it out. 5-star review, subscribe to our channel, leave the video a like if you're watching on YouTube. This has been episode 35 of the Southern Boy Sports Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Same time, same place next week. See you, boys.